Hello you lovely people, welcome to Tavern Talk, where we dive into the magical world of Dungeons & Dragons. This is your beginner's guide to adventure, creativity and storytelling. Today we're answering the big question, what is Dungeons & Dragons? We'll explore the basics, talk about the dice, and help you decide whether you'd rather play a character or take the reins as a dungeon master. Plus, we'll show you how everything in D&D works together to create unforgettable adventures. Let's get started. First up, let's talk about the dice. In D&D, dice are essential. They decide what happens. The main one you'll use is the D20, which stands for a 20-sided die. This is the cornerstone of D&D mechanics, determining success or failure in combat, skill checks, and much more. There are also other die, like a D4, D6, D8, D10, and D12, which handle specific situations like damage or unique abilities. Don't worry if this sounds complicated. We'll break it all down later. What is a Dungeon Master or DM? They're the storytellers and referee of the game. The DM creates the world, fills it with characters and challenges, and guides the players through the story. Imagine vast cities floating in the sky, or eerie forests hiding ancient secrets. The DM is behind it all. They describe what happens when players take actions and ensure the game flows smoothly. Flexibility is key because players love to surprise you with their decisions. As a DM, you're not just telling a story, you're helping create it with the players, and yes, improvisation is your best friend. Players, on the other hand, create and play as their own unique characters. You'll choose a race, like elf or dwarf, and a class, such as fighter, wizard, or rogue. You'll give your character a personality, strengths and weaknesses, and a backstory that ties them to the world. In the game, you'll make decisions as your character, exploring mysterious dungeons, fighting terrifying monsters, and working with your fellow adventurers to achieve your goals. Every session is an opportunity to step into your character's shoes and embrace their perspective in a world full of possibilities. Now that we've talked about the basics, let's look at the three key sections of D&D: role-playing, combat, and puzzles. These elements are the building blocks of every adventure, and they work together to create a dynamic and exciting experience. Role-playing is the heart of D&D. This is where you bring your character to life. You might give them a distinct voice, mannerisms, or a way of reacting to the world. Interactions happen between player characters and the DM's non-player characters, NPCs, immersing everyone in the story. Role-playing is about creativity, collaboration, and stepping into the shoes of someone entirely different. Combat is thrilling and strategic. It begins with rolling for initiative, determining the order of actions. On your turn, you'll decide what your character does, attack, cast spells, or even try to escape. You'll roll dice to see if your actions succeed, and on a hit, you roll for damage. It's not just about fighting, it's about tactics, teamwork, and sometimes sheer luck. Puzzles in D&D challenge your creativity and problem-solving skills. These can range from deciphering cryptic riddles to manipulating ancient mechanisms. They can break up the action and exploration, offering unique challenges that keep the players on their toes. Plus, solving a puzzle as a team is always rewarding. What makes Dungeons & Dragons so magical is how these three elements blend together into a seamless experience. For example, you might roleplay a negotiation with the bandit leader, trying to avoid a fight, but if things go wrong, the same scene could explode into combat. During the fight, the environment might include a puzzle, like a series of levers to disable traps or open a door. Once the dust settles, you're back to roleplaying, debating what to do next. This dynamic flow keeps the game exciting and gives everyone a chance to shine. One of the most magical aspects of D&D is how it all happens in your imagination. Whether you're picturing your character leaping over a crumbling bridge or envisioning a sprawling cityscape described by the DM, Dungeons & Dragons thrives on creativity. Some groups use maps and miniatures for battles, while others stick to vivid descriptions. It's all up to you, really. D&D is a team effort. Whether you're strategizing in combat, solving puzzles, or role-playing intense moments, every player contributes to the story. Your choices not only affect your character, but the entire group, creating shared moments of triumph, honor, and sometimes unexpected chaos. Before jumping into a campaign, it's a good idea to have a session 0, a meeting where players and the DM discuss the type of story that they want to tell, set boundaries for what's comfortable, and ensure everyone's on the same page. This helps create a game that's fun and respectable for everyone at the table. At its core, D&D is about coming together with friends to tell a story. Whether you're playing with longtime pals or meeting new people at a local game store, D&D is as much about the connections you make off the table as the adventures you have in-game. By combining role-playing, combat, puzzles, the social and imaginative elements, D&D creates a game experience like no other. Whether you want to craft epic tales as a dungeon master, or dive into thrilling adventures as a player, there's a place for everyone at the table. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, give the video a like if you found it supportive, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. If you haven't already, go and check out our podcast, which is full of awesome D&D moments. See you next time on Tavern Talk.